Hey everybody, welcome to this game. This is Kaboom, and today we have a really special game for you called CobbleStone Rush. Super early. So this player right here that I'm following, I had just played him in two other games. In the first game I played him, Bonker Doodah. The first game I played that person in, I got it was myself and my other players. They weren't doing anything, and I ran over and I put up some arrow turrets up, just playing my normal game, and all of a sudden base is taking damage. And so I run back and I get I'm greeted by like 10 cobblestone columns going to town. Going to town on my structures. And so I start trying to build walls, trying to counter this. I have no troops. My other players aren't collecting any resources. So now I'm running over trying to collect resources. Long story short, taken out really quickly. Wow. So I jump into another game and I friend them, and then I jump into another game and I'm on the opposite team of that player, but there's an open slot. So I jump out, I re-log in, and I try to get into the game on that person's team. That didn't work, so I log back out. I log back in, and I'm now in the game on the opposite team, and that player is rushing the tower once again with the early cobblestone rush. So I am like, okay, great. That cobblestone rush takes out the tower. So 2 games in a row, Bonkers Doodah takes out the tower, early game cobblestone rush. So I'm like, whoa. So I'm logging in. I'm like, I want to play. I want to learn. I want to see how this is being orchestrated. And so I get into a game finally. And so we are doing an early cobblestone rush, and it's just relentless pressure. Now, I may have messed up this cobblestone rush, I will admit. The reason why is because I'm assuming that for this to be successful, you have to have people collecting lapis at the pig bastions so that you can continually reinforce this push. I think if I would have stayed back at the piglin bastion, they would have been able to pull this off successfully. But since I came over to see what they were doing and learn, I think I may have messed it up. So long story short, if you do a cobblestone rush early like this, you need to be sure that your other players are collecting lapis so that you can be reinforcing this push over and over and over again, because that's really the key to pulling this off. At this point, I've noticed that they're building up their structures, their defenses, and I am like, okay, they got some towers up, they got some walls up. I'm not sure if I'm helping or hurting, but I'm like, okay, we need to get lapis, and I died. So in my mind, I'm like, if this is going to be a successful push, we're going to need to get lapis so that they can just keep the flow of cobblestone golems going. So I decided to start killing some piglins here and getting the lapis. And that's kind of my goal and my thought at this point. The base is pretty low. It's down to 27%. It was, I think if I had been in on the plan, this would have been a successful rush. I definitely think to pull this off, this is what I'm envisioning. One player heads over to the other player's base, the other team's base. And then 2 other players go to piglin hordes and just start getting lapis. Just killing piglins. while those 2 people are killing piglins, or 3 people, if you had 4 people that you were communicating with that knew what the plan was, you probably would, the best plan would be to have 2 players head over, and then 1 player at one and 1 player at the other, just killing piglins, collecting lapis, and then letting the other 2 players be aggressive. And so I just saw in this replay that there was a chest over there, and I missed it. I should have went and got that chest. That would have been such a good boost to the resources, whatever they were. But I didn't. And then I'm looking to see where my teammate is, to see what they're doing. Breadman00 died. And at this point, the Cobblestone Golem Rush didn't look like it had been successful. So at this point, I've shifted gears. I always feel like that's one thing I did mess up. I built a zombie thing. I thought we were collecting redstone for some reason. I was like, oh, fun. I'll collect this redstone and build some zombies. But I was wrong. We got that from a chest. So I go back into CobbleStone. I think I end up despawning this zombie thing. I think, yeah. Just to get those resources back, and then be able to build a dart golem. And then I see my enemy over here with some cobblestone golems, and I'm like, oh no. I've got to win. I know I've got to win this, and I also don't want him to steal my prismarine. So I run up here, grab my army, take out his spawner, get these guys in here. He takes out one of my cobblestone golem spawner, does a good job, takes out the tower. But those things were all distractions to keep, basically to give me time to take out his army and to get the dark golems in to turn the tide of this battle right here. So I'm fighting for it. I've got, I'm established. They're coming into my forward base. And we got resources, and I've got him on the run. I really wish I could have locked onto him there and sent those 4 dark golems just to follow him around, just to harass that player. But they didn't. So I'm back into grinding out prismarine. And at this point, we're doing the early pressure and early rush. And so at this point, I'm just going to collect prismarine. That's pretty much what I do for this whole next section here.
It's being attacked. You've got to defend it.
Okay, so now we have another player coming in here. I'm assuming that they're just going to try to steal my prismarine, but they actually came in here with some troops. And so I'm, looking to just win this battle, keep control. I'm actually all right with his troops putting damage on that building. You'll notice I pull my troops away and look to take out his little fortified thing over here so he can't reinforce. And his troops doing damage to that building is great for me because I'm like, well, maybe I'll get, can steal the lapis from his troops. So instead of focusing on those cobblestone golems, my focus is on that player and on his mob spawners so that he can't reinforce and I can. So that's kind of my goal here. I'm also trying to pull my cobblestone golems off the buildings because I don't want to lose the lapis. I think I stole his lapis there, their lapis there. And then right now I've got more troops, and they basically wasted a bunch of cobblestone golems for maybe 30 prismarine. And I still have established dominance in this area and have control of this area. So that's really what my goal is. I'm not really worried about his little troops there. They're more welcome to knock buildings and do what they want. I guess I do take them out. I didn't think I did, but I guess I did. But right now my focus is just to get the prismarine, just to keep focusing on building up that. And I'm hoping to see some of it spent. I think my other player, I think they're still harassing the main base this whole time. So I think they're doing that. I wish I had their footage. That'd be really cool. And I'm really looking forward to getting to that point where I have 3 other players that I'm playing with, and I can get their footage and then put together a whole game. But currently, I haven't been able to put something like that together completely. But the base is taking damage. So I get my troops out of the area. I come back over here to see what's going on. Oh, no. Actually, I'm sorry. I wasn't taking damage. I was, I could have jumped the wall here. I just did this because I was frustrated. I was like, what the heck? You'll see that the opponent's base is down to 12%. Constant pressure just from my, from that player. Constant pressure, which is keeping them on their toes, which is keeping them from being able to build up, keeping them occupied. This other player on my team is building these turrets around the base. It works. It's where I call it the hound defense. When you build the arrow turrets around the base here. But my goal is coal, a creation of life, and a banner, and protect it. And so yeah, so now I'm going to be able to allow them to continue to put pressure on our enemies, and I can get some creepers, which is what my goal was. And if I could have here, I probably should have built an allay improvement, but I didn't, because their base was so low. I was like kind of panicking. I was like, oh, and when you're in game, you're looking back, you're like, oh, I should have done that. But so what I should have done was build an allay improvement, or I'm sorry, not allay. I should have built an extra allay to be able to collect more coal here. Because if I had built that, I would have been able to drop an allay collecting coal here and over there, and had more creepers for this attack. But luckily here you're going to see that I was able to help out. The base just keeps getting real close to being destroyed, but just not finishing it off. All the way down to 3%, which is really incredible. And I think they did this all with cobblestone golems and dart golems, because dart golems, I'm trying to say dart better instead of dark. I feel like I'm saying the Clash Royale version, dark golems instead of dart golems. Anyways, side note, here I'm like, look at how close we are, down to 3%. If I could just get a couple creepers in there. And I'm assuming at this point there's a hole somewhere that has been made by my ally, my teammate. And so I'm looking for the hole, and I can't find it. And I've only got 4 creepers here, and the life of their building is going up. Now, real quick, they've stacked all those huts there. Those things don't heal any faster being stacked. 1 will do you as good as 5. And so here I send them in, hoping that the creepers AI can get in there to the tower, and it does. And it get right through that little hole there. You can see that little creeper right there, and then he explodes. And so there was a hole there, and the creepers made it in, and they got the victory. And this, guys, was an early cobblestone rush followed up by a creeper rush. Big shout out to Bonkers Day. I hope I'm saying that correct. Who did an incredible job getting the constant pressure, getting the win. And if you guys found this video helpful, please leave a like, subscribe for more videos like this. This is Kaboom, and as always, by God's grace, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.